The Michelin CrossClimate 2 is supposed to destroy this comparison. It has better wet grip, better winter confidence, and longer tread life. But the Dunlop Blue Response AS is cheaper, quieter, more comfortable, and more efficient. So is Michelin still worth the extra money? This is the Michelin CrossClimate 2 versus the Dunlop Blue Response AS. The results used in this comparison comes from Discount Tire's treadwell data. We start in wet, and this is where Michelin takes control. The CrossClimate 2 stops in 145 feet, while the Dunlop Blue Response AS needs 155 feet. That means Michelin stops 10 feet shorter, giving the CrossClimate 2 around a 6% advantage. That matters because wet braking is one of the most important safety categories for normal drivers. Wet handling is closer. Michelin scores a 4 out of 5 rating, while Dunlop scores 3.5 out of 5. That gives Michelin a smaller 2.5% advantage. So in the wet, Dunlop is not terrible, but Michelin is clearly the stronger tire when stopping distance matters. Now, we move on to winter, where the difference becomes much clearer. The Michelin CrossClimate 2 scores a 4.5 rating out of 5, while Dunlop Blue Response AS scores a rating of 2.5. That put Dunlop around 10% behind, but the bigger story is certification. The CrossClimate 2 is 3 Peak Mountain Snowflakes rated, while the Dunlop Blue Response AS is not. So if you face real cold weather, snow, or unpredictable winter roads, Michelin has the much stronger safety case here. Mileage is another big Michelin win. The CrossClimate 2 is estimated at 57,500 miles, while the Dunlop Blue Response AS is estimated at 40,500 miles. That is a 17,000 mile advantage for Michelin. Or put it another way, Dunlop is around 30% behind mileage. This is important because Dunlop is cheaper upfront, but Michelin may return some of the value over the long run through longer tread life. In dry braking, this is dead even. Both tires stop in 125 feet, so there is no braking difference here. But dry handling gives Michelin a small edge. Michelin scores a rating of 4 out of 5, while Dunlop scores 3.5. That gives Michelin around a 2.5% advantage in dry handling feel. So on normal dry roads, the difference is not huge, but Michelin still feels like a more controlled tire. Comfort and noise is where Dunlop finally starts to make its case. For quiet ride, Dunlop scores 4 out of 5 rating. Michelin scores only 3.5. That gives Dunlop a 2.5% advantage. For ride comfort, Dunlop scores 3.5 out of 5, while Michelin scores 3. Again, Dunlop is 2.5% better. So while Michelin is stronger in the wet, winter, and mileage, Dunlop is the more relaxed daily tire. Fuel efficiency is another Dunlop win. The Dunlop Blue Response AS scores 3 out of 5, while Michelin CrossClimate 2 scores 2. That gives Dunlop a 5% advantage in fuel efficiency. This fits the tire's purpose. Dunlop is not trying to be the winter king, it's trying to be the easier, more efficient daily driving option. Now, the biggest Dunlop advantage, price. In the size 215-55 R17, the Michelin CrossClimate 2 costs $215 US, while the Dunlop Blue Response AS costs only $179. That makes Dunlop $36 cheaper per tire. For a full set of 4, that's $144 US save. So upfront, Dunlop is clearly the better value play. From my tire expert point of view, the Michelin CrossClimate 2 is still the better overall tire. It wins the category that matter most for safety and long-term confidence. Wet braking, wet handling, winter performance, mileage, and dry handling. And because of its 3 Peak Mountain Snowflake certified rated, it is much stronger tire if you face colder weather or real winter conditions. But the Dunlop Blue Response AS is not a bad tire. In fact, it's surprisingly easy to understand why someone would buy it. It is cheaper, quieter, more comfortable, and more fuel efficient. So if your driving is mostly warm weather city and highway use, and you care more about comfort and price than winter capability, the Dunlop makes sense.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.